I want to go through some your memories from the videos that you've made from shooting them. And actually, the only thing that I've heard in interviews say any kind of disappointment about any of them was "Smells Like Teen Spirit," that not turn out to be exactly what you thought about it.
Yeah, I mean, although it worked, I mean, I liked the video overall, but it wasn't what I pictured in my mind. When I come up with an idea for a video, I want it to be translated exactly how I see it in my mind, and it just wasn't that way. I mean, we didn't take enough time, we didn't prepare ourselves enough to have as much control as we wanted to, you know. And I just remember walking in the day of the shoot and looking at the set, because I had, had meetings with Sam Bear, and I told him what I wanted. I drew pictures of it, and I walked in, and it wasn't what I wanted. It looked like a Time Life commercial to me. With that backdrop, it just looked like such a contemporary. Those kind of commercials where people are sitting there, trying to sell aspirin or something, or an AT&T commercial. That's what it looked like to me. It looked too contemporary, but still, the kids made the video, and I had to, even after Sam had edited it, he edited it and sent it to me, and I didn't like it, and I flew down at the last minute to LA and edited it myself. I threw in a few extra things, which pretty much saved it, because I don't want to toot my own horn, but I mean, there was a lot of really good footage that wasn't used, and if a lot of that wasn't used, it would have been a really bad video.
More crowd stuff, you mean, and the kids going crazy?
Yeah, there wasn't really a lot of that, and most of the stuff that was used looked really contrived. There was no spontaneity in it, so I just threw all the spontaneous parts in.
And then, well, I guess after that, you did a couple with Kevin Kerslake. What was now the only? I guess the blues and the purples and your faces being distorted was the only thing you really wanted from "Come As You Are." Is that true, or was it? Or the biggest things that you were concerned with that?
Yeah, those were the biggest things. And I wanted a baby underwater, and I just wanted a water effect. And overall, I'd say a real large percentage of that was exactly how I thought of it in my mind. But he came up with the idea of the actual set, with the stairs and the chandelier and stuff, and it just worked out perfectly. I mean, it's really good. It's great to work with somebody that can come up with their own ideas too, and just surprise you, and not only come up with the same exact vision that you had, translate that, and then throw in their own ideas. And that works even better, because then you have more things to work with,
What was yours and what was his? Do you remember what you suggested and some of the things he surprised you with?
Well, he basically just came up with the set, the stairs, and the chandelier, the set itself. Yeah.
How long did you have to swing from the chandelier?
Quite a few hours. Yeah.
And Lithium was originally going to be a pretty elaborate, I guess, concept video with some pretty elaborate ideas you had for it, right?
Yeah, it's just that we failed to hire some puppet people. I guess that's what you'd call them, people who do animation and use puppets in time to be able to finish it, to get it out in time for the release date. So we just scrapped the idea. Actually, we just put it on hold, and we're still working on it. We still want to do something with puppets. At the time, I wanted pretty much a rip-off of the Brothers Quay. Not a rip-off, but, using the same imagery. But because I make dolls, I've been making dolls for years, and it just turns out that the dolls that I make are a lot like Brothers Quay dolls that they use. And when I first saw their short films, I was just amazed. It's like, God, this is the neatest thing I've ever seen. That's my mind, And it was just, it was just put on the back burner. But we're still working on it.
be cool. Have you seen that Tool video?
You know, oh God, I hope they get sued.
You did a great job ripping them off, but it is so...
It is such a rip-off. It's a shameless rip-off.
Yeah.
I mean, I wanted a Brothers Quay style, but I didn't want anything like that, you know. That was terrible. I mean, it's a neat video. It's really nice to look at, but I mean, I'd rather watch a Brothers Quay video, you know.
Yeah, God, I mean, even down to like stuff coming through windows on walls that you can
Yeah,
see. So,
meat going through tubes and
yeah.
I mean pipes and shameless.
Yeah.
They'd be slapped on the wrists for that.
And can you? I mean, no one's ever going to hear what I'm saying actually. So if you can just kind of explain how the idea for In Bloom came up and who that is doing the Ed Sullivan bit.
Oh, who is the guy that?
Yeah.
Oh, that's Doug Llewellyn. The guy in the In Bloom video is Doug Llewellyn from the People's Court. He's the MC or whatever you would call him. He's the guy that talks to the people after they win or lose. You know, he interviews them.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was my idea to come up with that. I thought I want to do a video that's either from I wanted something that looked like it was off of live television from the late 50s or early 60s, and I thought the best way to do it, instead of trying to reproduce that effect with new film, I asked Kevin, are those kinescope cameras still available? And he said, yeah, we can get them in Hollywood. You can get anything in Hollywood. So it just worked out perfectly. I didn't think we'd ever be able to actually find those kind of cameras, but we did. And that's another video that just came out exactly how I wanted it, just perfectly.
Are we running out of tape? Is that what you're...
No, I'm sorry. I was just saying that first part of the answer was kind of...
Oh, okay.
So,
All right.
second part was fine.
Was there the other thing that the thing that struck me the most about it the first time I saw it was some film I've seen of when Elvis was in a lot of trouble for his pelvic thrusting, and when they shot him just from the waist up, and then he went on Ed Sullivan, and Ed pulled him aside and said, "This is a perfectly nice fella," you know, and all that, and all of a sudden his problems were over and he was okay. Was that sort of in mind with what was going on with you guys? With the three perfectly nice, clean-cut young men?
No, I don't remember ever seeing that Elvis thing, but I think, God, what was the story about that? I think it was just that I was talking to Kevin about it, and I said that I would like him to say something about how nice and clean cut we are, you know, how perfect we are, because, you know, the In Bloom video came out at the height of us being thought of as degenerates, you know, so, you know, we needed a lighthearted video, you know.
That's why I asked. It seemed like an odd parallel with what I remember seeing from the Elvis stuff.
Mm.
How did you end up doing 3 versions of it? You were gonna do. You had planned on doing 2, right?
Was there a third one?
Well, I mean, maybe that's just something I know because I know there was one there. But there's one that's all dresses. There's one that's all in the suits and stuff, and then there's the one that's the mix that I guess got played the most.
I don't know anything about the one that was just all suits. I think Kevin wanted to do one with just suits, but I've never seen that one. I don't know if he actually made one or not.
I don't know.
Because all I know about it is the one with the dresses and the one with both of them.
They probably never aired anything either. Now, was Sliver supposed to... I know that was done in your garage or something?
Yeah.
Basement? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Was that... I don't know, maybe I'm high thinking this, but I thought I heard someplace that was supposed to replicate an old rehearsal space here or something, or...
No, it turned out that it looks a lot like my old apartment in Olympia because I had moved all my stuff. I had my entire apartment, all the stuff from my apartment from Olympia, stored in a storage space for the last 2 years, and I brought it up to the house when we moved into Seattle last year, and I had all this stuff in the basement, and so I set everything up exactly how I had it in my apartment in Olympia. It's just weird deja vu to see that.
How did Frances Bean survive that? Was she kind of...
That's just trickery. That's just she wasn't right in the middle of us dancing around and throwing things. You know, we shot us dancing around, and then we put her down, and then like just drop paper around her, you know, and then edited it together to make it look like she was like at our feet.
That just seemed like an obvious thing to do since she was there in the house and stuff. Or
Yeah, she was there. I was babysitting.
Yeah.